Let me check. Yep, it's live. Okay. All right. Songbook. Ready? Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jaya. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jaya. Oops. Gokulatarani Mandala Maite. Gokulatarani Mandala Maite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jaya. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jaya. Damodaro Rati Ardana Veshe Adi Niskutavan Hapipi Veshe Damodaro Rati Ardana Veshe Adi Niskutavan Hapipi Veshe Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jaya. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jaya. Shabanjari Nasasileke Lalita Saki Gunaramita Shake Shabanjari Nasasileke Lalita Saki Gunaramita Shake Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jaya. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jaya. Gokulatarani Mandala Mahite. Gokulatarani Mandala Mahite. Korunam Korumai Korunabarte Sanakasanatana Vanita Charite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhurite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhurite Kuratari Mandala Mahite Kuratari Mandala Mahite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhurite Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnu Pad, Paramahamsa, Parvati, Acharya, also Chedar, Santashi, Shimad. His Divine Grace Sabaya, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Goswami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shadwaita Gadadha Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radhakrishna Gopi Gopinath Sayamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhana Ki Jai. Vrindavanam Ki Jai. Maturanam Ki Jai. Jagannath Swami Ki Jai. Yamunamaya Ki Jai. Srimati Lassi Devi Ki Jai. Samveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Gaur Premananda Hari Hari Bol. All glorious the assembled devotees. All glorious the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Budale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachani Nivishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deja Tarani Prabhupada Ki Jai. Okay, so I'm going to read the translation. O Radha, all glories unto you, all glories unto you, beloved of Madhava, object of worship for all the young girls of Gokula. You dress yourself in such a way as to increase Lord Damodar's love and attachment for you. You are the controller of Vrindavan, the pleasure grows of Lord Hari. You are a new moon arisen from the ocean of King Vrishabhanu. You are the friend of Lalita, and your wonderful qualities, friendliness, kindness, and faithfulness to Krishna endear you to Vishaka. You are an ocean of compassion, and your divine characteristics are described by the four Kumaras, Sanaka, Sanatan, Sananda, and Sanat Kumar. O Radha, please be merciful to me. So, Jai, Srila Rupa Goswami Ki Jai. Okay, so now, on that happy note, let us go to the Caitanya Bhagavat. So, Omagana Timiranda Shah Gananjana Shalakya Chakshur Meditam Yena Tasmai Shigarve Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual masters, Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who so kindly opened my eyes with a torch light of knowledge while I was blinded in the darkness of ignorance. So, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Okay, we're ready to go. Let me just make sure this screen is set up properly. I guess it is. Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, actually, I gotta open up this app so everything's recording. So, we're reading from the Caitanya Bhagavat right now, and the reading this section about Lord Nityananda's childhood. That is ecstatical. Okay, so let us go. Share the screen. Here we go. All right, I gotta adjust the screen. Let's see. All right. Whoop, I moved the screen. There we go. That's good. And whoop, what happened here? Oh, there we go. Computers going a little slow today. Not too bad. All right, there we go. All right. So, Nityananda. Okay. Henamate apana lukai Nityananda. Shishu Sange Kela Karena Nanda. Nityananda remained hidden as he enjoyed childhood pastimes with the other children. Shishugana Sange Prabhu Yata Krida Kare Shri Krishnara Karya Aranahi Spure. The pastimes that the Lord enjoyed with his childhood friends were all related to the activities of Lord Krishna. While Sri Nityananda Ram Prabhu sported with his boyfriends, they would enact the pastimes of Gokula, Mathura, and Dwarka. In this way, he fulfilled the desires and assisted in the pastimes of his Lord Sri Gaura Krishna. All right. Deva Sabakarena Vilya Shishu Gane Prativera Rupekeya Kari Nivedane Tavi Prativilaya Sabinadi Tireyaya Shishugana Meli Stuti Kare Urdvaraya Kona Shishulukaya Urdva Kari Bole Jan Mibana Giyami Mathura Gokule. He and his friends have formed an assembly of demigods, and one of them, acting as Mother Earth, offered prayers to them. They then led Mother Earth to the riverbank, and the children all began to offer prayers. Then one of the boys, hidden from view, loudly declared, I will soon take birth in Mathura Gokula. The word Devasabha refers to the assembly of demigods known as Sudharma. The word Nadi Tire means on the shore of the Milk Ocean. So this is going to be a long purport, so we're just going to skip it, and I'll explain what he just said. This is actually the beginning of the 10th canto, when Lord Brahma went to the shore of the Milk Ocean along with the demigods and prayed to the Lord to do something about all the demoniac kings that were on the earth. And the Lord spoke to him and said, you should all take birth and prepare for my advent, and I will come down. And Pritranaya Sadhanam Vinashaya Chadushkritam, I will come down to save the devotees and annihilate the miscreants. Dharma Samstapana Kaipaya, I will establish religious principles. So, Konadine Nishabhage Shishu Gana Laya Vasudeva Devakira Karyena Vya. One evening, the Lord and his friends enacted the marriage of Vasudeva and Devaki. Bandhigara Kriya Atyanta Nishabhage Krishna Janma Karayena Kehanahi Jage. Then late one night, while everyone slept, they made a prison and enacted the birth of Lord Krishna, because Krishna appeared at midnight, as we know. Let me just too many apps open right now. Let me close a few. All right. All right. Okay. That should do it. The phrase Krishna Janma Katha Yena, enacted the birth of Lord Krishna, is elaborated in the Srimad Bhagavatam as follows. Then the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, let's go back, who was situated in the core of everyone's heart, appeared from the heart of Devaki in the dense darkness of night, just like the full moon risen on the eastern horizon, because Devaki was of the same category as Sri Krishna. The phrase Keha Nahi Jage, while everyone slept, is explained in the following passage of Srimad Bhagavatam 10.3.48. By the influence of Yoga Maya, all the doorkeepers fell fast asleep, their senses unable to work, and the other inhabitants of the house also fell deeply asleep. So this is all Krishna's appearance pastimes. So Gokula Sri Jad Tahi Anena Krishnare Mahamaya Dilaklaya Vandila Kangsere. They created a Gokula, and Krishna was taken there and exchanged with Mahamaya, thereby tricking King Kamsa. The pastimes mentioned in this verse are described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. All right, we're going to skip over this. This is just you can read the Srimad Bhagavatam if you want to hear about those pastimes, or a Krishna book. Kona Shishu Sajayena Putanara Rupe Kehastana Panakare Utitara Bouquet. Another time they dressed someone as Putana, and someone climbed on her chest to suck her breast. And that's also from the Bhagavatam if you're interested in that. Kona Dina Shishu Sange Nalakari Dia Shakata Dikadiya Taha Palena Vangiya. One day, Nityananda and his boyfriends made a shakata, or handcart made out of reeds, and then broke it. So this, of course, is the Shakata Shura, the demon of the cart. The word Nala Kari refers to any type or a type of tall grass in the form of hard hollow sticks, also known as reeds. Breaking the handcart is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam as follows. Lord Shri Krishna was lying down underneath the handcart in one corner of the courtyard, and although his little legs were as soft as leaves, when he struck the cart with his legs, it turned over violently and collapsed. Nikate vasiye yata goyalara gare lakshate shishu sange giyachuri kare. Another day the Lord and his friends stole from the houses of the neighboring cowherd men, like Krishna did. So this is explained in the Bhagavatam. Tanri chari shishugana nahi aya gare ratri dina Nityananda sanghati vihare. The boys never left Nityananda's association to go home, but continued sporting with him day and night. Yahara balakatara kichunahi bole sabe sneha karya rakena laya kole. The children's parents did not complain, rather they would affectionately embrace Nityananda. This is really contrasts with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's or Nimai's pastimes. When he was young, the parents would always complain about Nimai. Sabe bole nahi deki heina divyag kela kemane janila shishu eta Krishna leela. They said, we have never seen such transcendental sports. How does this child know so many of Krishna's pastimes? Konadina patrera gatiya naga gandha jalayaya laya sakala shishugana. One day the Lord made snakes out of leaves and then took his friends to the water. So in this verse, the word Nagagana refers to the replicas of Kaliya and the other serpents, and the word Jalay refers to the water of the lake within the Yamuna. So they're enacting all the pastimes for the Bhagavatam. And these were their activities as children. kind of wonderful, very wonderful. So one of them jumped into the water and remained there inert. Later, the Lord brought him back to consciousness. Uh, yeah, all right. We can read some of these commentaries. This pastime is described in the Bhagavatam 10:15, 47-52 as follows. Once surrounded by his boyfriends, Krishna went without Balaram to the Yamuna River, where the cows and cowherd boys became afflicted by thirst and were feeling acute distress from the glaring summer sun. When they drank the water of the Yamuna River that had been contaminated by the serpent's poisons, all the cows and boys lost their consciousness and fell lifeless at the water's edge. At that time, Lord Krishna, the master of all masters of mystic potency, felt compassion for them and immediately brought them back to life by showering his nectarian glance upon them. So these pastimes are showing the importance of giving children good association and also avoiding bad association, or having the children avoid bad association, because children are very, very impressionable. They're like clay. I don't know if you ever played with clay when you were young, or any of you did, but there's this type of clay called silly putty, which you could actually even put down on newsprint and it would pick up the image from that. So when someone is young, their consciousness and hearts are like that. So whatever they come in contact with, they actually pick that up. And by bad association, a good person can become bad. And by good association, a bad person can become good. Krishna had a son. His name was Boma. And he was a good little kid as soon as he was born from Krishna's wife, Bhumi. But he hung out with the wrong people. So therefore, he became a demon and Krishna had to kill him. Konadina Talavane Shishu Ganalaya Shishu Sange Talakaya Denuka Maria. Another day, the Lord and his friends went to Talavan, where they killed Dhenukasura and then ate the tal fruits. So this is, anyway, we know the Bhagavatam story, so we're not going to cover all these commentaries. Shishu Sange Gostigiya Nanakrida Kare Baka Aga Vatsa Sura Karitadhamare. Nityananda and his childhood friends went into the fields and enjoyed various pastimes such as the killing of Bakasura, that's a crane demon, a Gasura, snake demon, and Vatsasura, that means a demon who appeared as a calf. Okay, we'll go to the next verse. Vikale I say gara Goshtira Sahite Shushugana Sange Shringa Baite. In the afternoon, the Lord and his associates return home blowing buffalo horns. So the musical instrument Shringa is made from a horn and is called Sing-a and Vishana. Baite comes from the word bio, which is the corruption of the word vadana, which is the corruption of the Sanskrit verb vadi. Konadina kare govardhana dara lila Vrindavana rachi kona dina kare kela. One day they enjoyed the pastime of lifting Govardhana Hill. Another day they created a Vrindavan wherein they enjoyed various sports. And so that's in reference to the Govardhana pastime. Konadina kare gopira basana harana Konadina kare yagna Patni Darashana. One day they enacted Krishna's pastime of stealing the gopis' clothes, and another day they enacted his meeting with the wives of the brahmanas. What a wonderful pastime. So there's also a reference to the Bhagavatam. Kona Shishu Narada Katsiye Dadi Diya Kangsastane Mantrakahe Nibrite Vasya. On one occasion, a boy dressed as Narada with a beard, and gave Kamsa some confidential information. So this is the pastime where Kamsa was actually telling, or actually Narada Muni was telling Kamsa, don't think you could let any of the kids of Vasudeva and Devaki off. They were supposed to be the eighth kid of Vasudeva and Devaki was supposed to be the one that killed Kamsa. So he sort of forgave them in the beginning, or let the first one survive. And Narada Muni said, no, you don't know what these people are doing. They may be counting down from 8 or up to 8. So basically, better you kill every kid. Phew. So, Konadina Kona Shishu Akurera Veshe Laya Yaya Rama Krishna Kamsara Nideshe. Another day, one boy dresses a Krura and took Krishna and Balaram to Kamsa's capital. And this is also stories available in the Bhagavatam. Apaniye Gopi Bhave Karena Krantana Nadibahi Hena Saba Deke Shishugana. As Nityananda cried in the mood of the gopis, it appeared to his friends that a river was flowing from his eyes. This is also in reference to the story of Krishna being taken out of Vrindavan by a Krura, and the gopis were just like crying rivers. And Nityananda got in the mood. That's how you actually appreciate the pastimes, by getting in the mood of the devotees. Vishnu Maya Mohe Keha Lakite Napare Nityananda Sange Saba Balaka Vihare. Due to the influence of Vishnu's illusory energy, no one could recognize Nityananda as enjoyed pastimes with his friends. Madhupuri Rachya Brahmena Shishu Range Keha Hayamale Kehamalala Pode Range. The children arranged the city of Mathura and then wandered through its streets. Someone played the role of a gardener and someone accepted a flower garland from him. So that was the gardener who actually decorated Krishna. Of course, Krishna also kills the guy who was the washerman, but I think we're going to hear that story. Maybe we won't. So, and then Kubja Vesha Kariganda Pare Tadrastane Danuka Gadya Bange Karya Garjane. Someone dressed as Kubja, and sandalwood pulp was accepted from her. A large bow was made, and they all shouted in joy when it was broken. So that's the story of Kubja, who in her previous life was Surpanaka, and she wanted to marry Krishna, and so or Lord Ram, and in this life she got that benediction of having a relationship with Krishna, and Krishna straightened her up. And the bow was the sacrificial bow that was in Mathura, and Krishna broke it. So all these are stories from Bhagavatam. Kuvalilaya Chanora Mushtika Malamare Kamsakare Kahare Vadena Chule Dare. They enacted the pastime of killing the Kuvalaya elephants and the wrestlers Chanora and Mushtika. Thereafter, Kamsa was grabbed by the hair and thrown to the ground. So this is a story from the Bhagavatam. Kamsavada Karya Nachiye Shishu Sange Sarvalokadeki Hase Balakera Range. After killing Kamsa, the Lord danced with his friends in such a way that everyone watching began to laugh. E mata yata yata avatara lila saba anukarana kariya kare kela. In this way, Nityananda and his friends imitated the pastimes of the various incarnations. I wish I had been there. Konadina Nityananda Haya Vamana Baliraja Kari Chale Tahana Bhuvana. One day Nityananda dressed like Vamana and went to cheat Bali Maharaj out of his kingdom, which covered the 3 worlds. The word Chale means to deceive or to cheat. The word Bhuvana refers to the 3 planetary systems. For a description of how Vamana cheated Bali Maharaj out of the 3 worlds, one should read Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th Canto, chapters 18 through 23. So all these are just references to the Bhagavatam stories. So in most cases, I'm going to leave out the commentaries. Vridakati Shukra Rupe, Kehamana Kare, Vikshalai Chade Prabhu, Sheshe Tana Shire. Someone played the role of the aged Shukracharya who forbade Bali from giving the 3 steps. After accepting the gift, the Lord placed his last step on the head of Bali. Another famous story. And Bali, of course, was the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj, and he had taken over all the universe, and he was in charge of all the demons. And Bali surrendered to the Lord, exhibiting the platform of devotional service called um, uh, surrendering everything. Surrendering everything. Anyway, Atmanivedanam. That's right. Atmanivedanam, giving up everything. Konadina Nityananda Setubanda Kare Vanera Rupa Sabak Shishuganai. Today, one day Nityananda enacted the pastime of building a bridge across the ocean with the boys playing the role of monkeys. Of course, that's Lord Ramchandra's pastimes. So this is from the Bhagavatam and also from the Ramayana, the Valmiki Ramayana, and all the other Ramayans. Virendara Kacha Yakati Pelayena Jale Shishugana Mele Jaya Raghunatha Bole. They cut castor oil plants and made a bridge across the water. Then all the boys exclaimed, Jai Raghunath. So they were imitating the monkeys. Shri Lakshmana Rupa Prabhu Daryapane Danu Dari Kope Chale Sugrivera Stane. Nityananda accepted the role of Lakshman, who angrily went with a bow in his hand to chastise Sugriva. And the reason he was chastising Sugriva was that Sugriva didn't keep his promise that after the 4 months of the rainy season, Sugriva, who had regained his kingdom in Kishkinda, was cavorting with his wife and the wife of his brother Bali, who he had arranged to be killed by Lord Ramchandra. And so he was drunk, cavorting, and Lakshman went in there and said, "You better come." And he threatened all the residents of Kishkinda, and therefore Sugriva said, "All right, I make an arrangement for all the monkeys to gather together to help look for Sita Devi." So he pacified not only he, but Tara, the wife of Sugriva's brother, pacified Lakshman. So Sugriva had to send forth a lady to pacify Lakshman, because Lakshman was really angry because Sugriva's promise was not being kept. Arerivanura mora prabhu dukapaya prananalaya mukyadi tabe jataya malyavan parvate mora prabhu paya duka narigana laya beta tumi karasuka. O king of the monkeys, my lord is in distress. Come quickly or I'll kill you. This is the story I just told. How can you sit here and join with women while he is lamenting on Malyavan mountain? So, of course, this is from the Ramayana and also Bhagavatam and all the stories of Lord Ram. Konadina krudahaya pasuramere Moradosha nahi vipra palaha setvare. Another day, Lord Nityananda spoke in anger to Parashuram. "O Brahmana, I'm not at fault. Leave here at once." So that's the story. That's a very interesting story. When Lord Ramchandra won Sita at the Swayamvara, the way he won her was actually picking up the bow, and actually instead of firing, he broke the bow, and that was the bow of Lord Shiva's. And Parashuram came, and he was really angry. "Who did this?" And Lakshman, who Nityananda is playing the part of, said to Parashuram, he said, "Oh, Brahman, I'm not at fault. Leave here at once." And Parashuram got even angrier, but Lord Ram came forward and said, "I'm the one who broke the bow." And then Lord Ram said, actually Parashuram said at that particular point, "If you think you're so strong, you take Vishnu's bow. And Parshuram looked at Lord Ram, and he already had Vishnu's bow. Parshuram understood he made a mistake. And then Lord Ram had the bow drawn back, the bowstring drawn back, and he said, I gotta hit something. What do you want me to hit? And Parshuram said, well, don't take away my ability to travel anywhere I want to go, but you should take away all the results of my past pious activities. So this is the story I just told. Lakshmana bhave prabhu hayase rupa pujite napare shishu manaye kotuka. Lord Nityananda was absorbed in the mood of Lakshmana. The boys, however, could not understand this and thought it was just a game. In this verse, the word bhave means in the mood of, or in the nature of. Panchavana rera rupe bule shishugara varta ginyakshaye prabhu haya Lakshmana. On another occasion, 5 boys took the role of monkeys, and the Lord took the role of Lakshmana. So the 5 monkeys, I think I'll read the commentary, are the king Sugriva and his 4 ministers, Hanuman, Nal, Neel, and Tara. That's from the Ramayana. Or maybe Hanuman, Jambavan, Minda, and Vidvida. The Vidvida, not Vidvida. Vidvida killed by Krishna because by bad association he also became a demon. But before, internet connection's unstable. But before that, he was assisting Lord Ram. Ketara Vanarasaba Bulabane Pane Ami Raganatha Bricha Bola Morastane. Who are you monkeys wandering in the forest? I am the servant of Ramchandra. Tell me who you are. Dekaha Sri Ramachandra Lai Padaduli. They replied, yes, to Ramachandra. We wish to take the dust of his lotus feet. So the point is, these particular monkeys were with Sugriva. Now, Sugriva and Bali, and I'm not going to tell the whole story, had a particular misunderstanding. And Bali was much stronger than Sugriva because Bali is the son of Indra. And Sugriva is the son of the sun god. And so Bali basically threatened to kill Sugriva, so Sugriva had to run away to Mount Rishimukh. And he was hiding from Sugriva. Not hiding precisely, but Sugriva couldn't go there because of a curse by a great sage. And so he felt really offended. Sugriva felt really offended. And not only that, Bali had taken Sugriva's wife. And so Sugriva was feeling, I gotta do something about this. And then Lord Ramchandra came along, and he was able to help Sugriva get back the kingdom, and not only get back the kingdom, but kill Bali at the same time. So that's an important part of the Ramayana story. Tasabare kole kare aisi laya Shri Rama Chatane Pade Dandavat Haya. The Lord embraced them and led them to Ramachandra, whereupon they fell at his feet. Indrajit Vara Lila Konadina Kare Konadina Apane Lakshmana Bhave Hare. One day the Lord enacted the pastime of killing Indrajit, the son of Ravana, and one day in the mood of Lakshman, he accepted defeat. Vibhishana Karya Anena Ramastane Laksheshvara Abhisheka Karina Tahane. Someone in the role of Vibhishan was brought before Ramachandra, and Ram performed his Abhishek, or coronation, installing him as the king of Lanka. Because Ravana, he was the demon, and Vibhishan was his brother. But Vibhishan was very pious, was always worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Vibhishan was kicked out of the kingdom by Ravan at the behest of Ravan's son, Indrajit. And Vibhishan took shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Ram and help Lord Ram conquer the kingdom of Lanka. And before that, Vibhishan was installed as the king of Lanka. Kona Shishu Bole Muni, Island Ravana, Shakti Shela Haniye, Samvada Lakshmana. One boy said, I am the mighty Ravan. Now I am releasing the Shakti Shila weapon. Stop it if you can, Lakshman. Etabale Padma Pushpa, Marila Pilya, Lakshmanera Bhave Prabhu Padila Dalia. Saying this, the boy threw a lotus flower at Nityananda, and in the mood of Lakshman, he fell to the ground. In other words, Nityananda fell to the ground. Murchita Haila Prabhu, Lakshmanera Bhave, Jagaya Chao Yala Sava Tabunahi Jage. After the Lord, in the mood of Lakshman, fell unconscious, all the boys tried in vain to revive him. So, of course, here it's described the boy friends of Nityananda were acting as monkeys, and they really didn't know. They thought this is just a play. But Lord Nityananda, who was non-different from Lakshman, was completely identified with that particular role, and he fell unconscious. Of course, it's a pastime. The Lord is never unconscious. Paramarte dhatu nahi sakala sharire kandiye sakala shishu hatatiya shire. When they found no symptom of life remained in the body of Nityananda, they all held their heads and began to cry. In other words, the boys didn't know what was happening. Shuni pita mata dai aila satvare tekiye putra dhatu nahika sharire. The Lord's father and mother came running there and also observed that there was no sign of life in their son. Muchitakriya donhe padila bumite deki savalokahase haila vismite. They then also fell to the ground unconscious. Everyone who saw this tragedy was struck with wonder. Sakala vritanta tabe kahila shishugana kaya bole bushilana Bhavera Karana. As the boys described the entire incident, someone said, I understand why he's unconscious. Because he was playing the part of Lakshman, who got knocked unconscious. At least that was the play. Purve Dasaratha Bhave Eka Natavara Rama Vanavasi Shuni Edena Kalevara. Previously, one great actor played the role of Dasarath, and when he heard that Ram had left for the forest, he left his body. Keha bole kacha kachi achaye chao hala hanumana oshada dile ibeka bala. Someone else said, there is a boy dressed as Hanuman. If he gives him medicine, he'll be cured. Okay. So if Hanuman gives him medicine, he'll be cured. So this is part of the Ramayan story. Because Hanuman went to the Himalayas and got the Mritu Sanjivani and brought him back to consciousness. So we're going to hear about this. Purve Prabhu Shikayat Shilena Sabhare Padile Tumaravede Kandiha Amare. Before the incident, the Lord instructed his friends, when I fall unconscious, you should all gather around me and cry. Seneka vilambe pataiha hanuman nake dile oshada asive mora prana. After a while, send Hanuman for some medicine. I will recover when he puts the medicine to my nose. Nijabhave prabhu matra haila chaitana deki bada vikala haila shishugana. When the Lord fell unconscious in his own mood, the boys were bewildered. We're all bewildered. Chana hailena sabe shikshanahi spure utabai pale natra kande uchai sware. Because they were so confused, they could not remember the Lord's instructions. They simply cried loudly, "Oh, brother, please get up." Obviously, they were shocked by what happened. And obviously, they couldn't remember what was supposed to happen in the play. Because if someone apparently passes away in a play, you're not going to remember the script anymore. Lokamuke shuni kata Hailasmarana Hanuman Kache Shishu Chalilag Takana. But when the boys heard the people's comments, they remembered Nityananda's instruction, and the boy dressed as Hanuman immediately went for the medicine. Arageka Shishu Pate Tapasvira Veshe Palamula Dia Hanumanera Ashamse. Another boy dressed as renunciate welcomed Hanuman with fruits and roots. And so this is the story, of course, of Kalanemi. Kalanemi was trying to impede Hanuman's progress and actually wanted to kill Hanuman. And what happened is he sent him to bathe in a lake where there were crocodiles. Raha Baba Danyakara Amara Shama Badabagye Asimile Tuma Hena Jana. He said to Hanuman, "My dear sir, please stay and grace my ashram. It is a great fortune to meet such a person as you." Hanuman Bole Karya Godave Chaliba Asibare Chahi Rahibare Naphariba. Hanuman replied, "I must go and complete my important mission. I would like to come, but I cannot delay." In other words, he's flying to the Himalayas, and this particular rascal tried to impede his progress. The word Karya Godave refers to the importance of one's duties. Shuniya Nacha Ramachandra Anuja Lakshmana Shakti Shele Tanre Mocha Karila Ravana. You must have heard that Lakshmana, the younger brother of Ramchandra, had been rendered unconscious by the Shakti Shila weapon of Ravana. Ataiva Yayami Gandamadana Oshada Anile Rahi Tanhana Jivana. Therefore, I'm going to the Gandamadana Hill to bring medicine. Only then will you survive. Tapasvi Boleye Yadi Yaiba Nishchaya Snanakari Kichukai Karaha Vijaya. The renunciant then said, "If you must go, first take a bath and eat something. Then you may go." Nityananda Shikshaya Balake Kata Kahe Vismitahaya Sarva Loke Chahi Rahe. The two boys repeated whatever Nityananda had instructed them. Therefore, everyone gazed at them in astonishment as they listened to their conversation. Tapasvira Bole Sarovare Gila Snane Jale Takiara Shishu Darila Charane. Then, on the request of the renunciate, Hanuman went to take bath in the lake, whereupon another boy in the lake grabbed hold of his feet. In other words, playing the part of a crocodile. Kumbhirara Rupadari Yaya Jalelana Hanuman Chishu Ane Kulite Tanya. The boy playing the part, the role of the crocodile, tried to pull Hanuman into the water, but Hanuman pulled the boy to the shore. Katokshane Ranakare Jiniya Kumbhira Asideke Hanuman Ara Mahavira. After a short fight, Hanuman defeated the crocodile. When Hanuman returned to the renunciate's ashram, he saw a mighty warrior. Aradeka Shishudari Rakshasera Kache Hanumane Kai Bareyayatara Pache. A boy dressed as a Rakshasa then attempted to swallow Hanuman. Ooh. So in other words, when Hanuman killed the crocodile actually turned into a lady who was cursed. That's another. And she revealed this Rakshasa's plan. Kumbhira Junila More Jiniba Kemane Tomakana Tabe Keva Jiabe Lakshmane. He challenged, "You have defeated the crocodile. Well, how will you defeat me? I will eat you. Then who will revive Lakshmana?" Hanuman Bole Todaravana Kukura Tare Nahi Vastubudi Tui Paladura. Hanuman replied, "Your Ravana is a dog. I consider him to be most insignificant. Get out of my way." Ematadwijane Haya Gala Gali Sheshe Haya Julak Jule Tabe Kilak Kili. In this way, the two first exchanged some harsh words. Then they began pulling each other's hair, and finally they began striking each other with fists. Katokshana se kotuke Jinina Rakshase Gandama Danayasi Haila Praveshe. After promptly defeating the demon, Hanuman approached Gandamadana Hill. Tanhi Gandhaya Verayo Shagdari Shishugana Tasavara Sangayura Hayala Katakshana. Then Hanuman fought with some boys who were dressed as Gandharvas. Uh, Yudhe Parajaya Kari Gandhavera Gana Shire Kari Anilena Gandhamadana. After defeating the Gandharvas, Hanuman took the Gandhamadana hill on his head to Lanka. Famous story. Hare Kashishu Tanhi Vajarupadare Oshadak Dilena Nake Shri Rama Smanari. Another boy played the role of the doctor. Remember Lord Rama as he held the medicine to Lakshmana's nose. Nityananda Mahaprabhu Utila Takanhe Deki Pita Mata Arihase Savajane. At that very moment, Lord Nityananda regained his consciousness, upon which his parents and others were all smiled in relief. Koli Kadilena Gya Hadaya Pandita Sakala Balaka Hailena Hara Shita. Hadai Pandit embraced his son, and all the boys became overjoyed. Shabe Bole Papa Iakotaya Shikila Hasibole Prabhu Morai Sakala Lila. Everyone asked, Dear son, where have you learned all this? The Lord smiled and said, These are all my pastimes. And we'll end with this verse. Pratama Vayasa Prabhu Ati Sukumara Holahaite Karochita Nahi Edivara. In his early childhood, the Lord was most attractive. No one wanted to let him go from their laps. Amazing, amazing pastimes. And the children should be doing these things too. They should really get into these roles, because then you can understand the Lord's pastimes more deeply. Okay, we should have plays. We used to have so many plays. In the early days of the movement, Prabhupada wanted plays during every Sunday feast program. Okay, now we're going to stop sharing. And give me a second. Excuse me. I'll allow you to unmute yourselves in a second. Okay, who has a question? You can raise your hand, unmute yourself, or if you're really bold, you can type in the chat window, which I'm going to pull up right now.
Gurudev.
Hello, Rishikesh. Okay.
Krishna Gurudev. Just a quick question, Gurudev. Why did Lord Ramachandra have to kill Bali from behind by hiding? Do you know the pastime? Why?
Yeah. I know the pastime. I'm very well aware.
No, I just wanted to know why.
Why do you have to kill him from behind?
Yeah, I mean,
well,
without even
because he was punishing a criminal. He wanted to show Bali that what he did, he wanted to show the world and Bali that Bali's activities were completely irreligious. So there was no need of having a fight with him. He just wanted to show it was disgusting what Bali did. He took his brother's wife. He mistreated his brother. And so he just wanted to show that it was just such a disgusting thing. I mean, even most of the demons respected their family members and didn't take each other's wives. The demons, at least, didn't take their family members' wives. And so, it's just like Bali was just committed the most heinous act. So in order to do that, in order to show that, he killed him like a jungle animal.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so he wanted to show him it's just like you have the culture of a jungle animal. So with a jungle animal, you go hunting, you put a scope on your rifle and you shoot him. You don't let him come at you first.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because Bali had the consciousness of a jungle animal. I mean, his brother's wife, he kicked his brother out. He didn't give his brother a chance to explain. He was threatening his brother's life. Low class. And that's how Bali got purified. Yeah. So, all right. So, who else has a question?
Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances.
Okay, the question must be about this class. So,
Yes, Gurudev. Sugriva also did the same thing as Bali, took up his Bali's wife.
no, 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 no. Bali's wife, Bali died. When the brother dies, according to the Vedic culture, even with amongst human beings, then one can have children with one's brother's wife. That was the that even with human beings was like, I'm not saying it's a nice thing, I'm not saying it's a great thing, but he didn't steal his brother's wife. Anyway, they were monkeys.
Okay, okay,
They were
I have another
monkeys.
question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gurudev.
But he didn't take his
Another
brother's
question
wife
is,
while his brother was alive. I mean, that somehow or other, you read about that. One is anyway. I don't suggest doing such a thing. but but Prabhupada even commented, that after the brother. I mean, you see that in the Mahabharata. Okay, so yeah, the Mahabharata story. Uh, when Vichitravirya passed away, actually, when Pandu, yeah, when Vichitravirya passed away, and Pandu passed away. Yeah, that's right. When Pandu passed away, well, Pandu had his children by the demigods, so that was all right. But when Vichitravirya passed away, then uh, then his wives, what was it? Ambika and Ambalika. Okay, Ambika and Ambalika had to have a relationship with Vyasadeva, who was the brother, right? You know the story. So that was anyway. So interesting how Lord Balaram also came as Lord Nityananda experienced the gopis' feelings of separation as Lord Krishna did. Yes, interesting. So any other quick questions?
Gurudev, I have one more question. Nobody has it.
All right, quick.
Uh, Gurudev, because of the previous life, if a person in this life joins Hare Krishna, but he's strictly into Rajoguna and quite attached to the fruit of his activity, and he tries to give up that mentality and move to the Suddha Sattva, but he somehow finds himself being dragged into the Rajoguna over and over again. What should that person should do?
Chant with great prayer and attention. Take shelter of devotees. Ask devotees for association. Ask devotees for service. Yeah, it should be an impetus to chant better. Okay,
Thank you, Guru.
on that happy note, we are going to end now. Thank you very much. All glories to His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami.